y'all, I'm Elisa, the Scrappy Wife behind scrappywife.com, and today I have another planner video for you. I'm going to show you how I have found that I can incorporate my scrapbooking supplies, some of my favorite ephemera pieces and paper, how I can incorporate them and customize my planner. So I will put you guys on fast forward. I will make sure to list everything that I use down below. I am working in a happy planner. This is a classic sized happy planner, but I'd be interested to hear how you guys use some of your scrapbooking supplies in other planners as well. All right, let's go. The week I'm planning for is going to be the last week of September / first week of October, and truthfully this is an extra planner that I have. So I bought this on clearance from Joann's this past summer. I think it was maybe $4 on clearance, something like that, and I'm able to use it as an extra planner that I can use for this purpose. I can cut it up, I can redo pages, I can do pretty much whatever I want with it, just because I have the 18-month planner dated, ready to go. So I have my two pieces of scrap paper here. These are from my Hip Kit Club subscription. One is from Pretty Little Studio, and I forget where the solid cardstock is from, but it just kind of coordinates really nicely with the Pretty Little Studio paper. It's called Comfy Sweater, and has all these autumn phrases on it, and I have trimmed it down to 7 inches wide and 9¼ inches tall, which is the size of a classic happy planner page. And then you can see I took my extra planner page here and I'm just trimming out the boxes because all I want are the vertical boxes. You can do several different things. You could trim out the days of the week also with the dates since they're already there. I just have a different plan for that. You could actually cut out your scrap paper into the size of these vertical boxes and put it in there. I just want the scrap paper to be the basis of the planner page. So that's why I've trimmed those two pieces down. You'll see me kind of spread them out here. And then you can just put the boxes over the top just like that. And so now I have a classic happy planner spread layout, vertical boxes, and I can embellish from here. I receive 2 subscription kits each month. So I subscribe to Felicity Jane and to Hip Kit Club. And with those particular kits, you don't get doubles of the paper. And so I rarely have 2 pieces that match exactly. And so I can't have both sides of my layout match exactly. So one of my favorite things to do is I have these coordinating papers, and then I use the excess that I cut off from the original 12 by 12 paper, and I add this little bar here at the bottom, and I switch up which side is on which. And that way it kind of brings in hints of the other paper to both sides of your layout without having to use multiple pieces of the same paper. Here I am just trimming up this layout just a little bit more, clearing up these boxes, and then I will adhere those on. Now you could really change it up from here on out. You could cut apart these boxes, you could cut them down, maybe you only want 2 rows of boxes. There's all kinds of ways to customize it. I am very used to this vertical layout, and so I want to keep the same vertical layout visually. I just wanted to really embellish a lot with some of my scrapbook supplies as opposed to just my planner stickers. So I have my adhesive tape glider, one of my favorite adhesive guns right there, and so I will just adhere that. At the very last moment I decided to shift it upwards because I realized I don't need a lot of room at the top to add the days of the week, but having a little bit more room at the bottom allows me just a little bit more room for embellishing and things like that. So I'll match up on the other side. I make sure to have the 2 layouts next to each other so I can kind of visually make sure they're on the same line, if that makes sense, because I don't want one to be shifted down and then it really wouldn't make sense in my planner. So I punch it while it's laid out this way because I've been known to do all of this work thus far and then punch on the wrong side of the paper. So I want to double check and make sure that the holes are in the right place. And now it's just fun playing with ephemera pieces. The ephemera that I'm using in this layout is from the Maggie Holmes Sunny Days collection, and despite this being a summer collection, I thought that the colors actually matched really well with this fall autumn paper that I was using in the background. And so I chose the phrases that I thought would work well for both. And I actually found this cute little piece that said, "Let's go." And that happens to be a day that my family and I are going to travel. So that worked out really well. Put that there. I have this tag, which is the perfect width for a vertical box, but I'm just going to trim off the top of that tag so I can fill that in right there. And then this one I thought would be super cute horizontally across these boxes right here with the little tag staying on. I do like to decorate my planner with these pieces. My planner is still a very functional planner though. I have 3 kids that are in virtual school. I have a business. I have a husband. I'm the PTA president. I'm a Girl Scout leader and volunteer at church. There's a lot going on. And so I still need my planner to be functional, but I do like adding these pretty embellishments to it. It just makes it more personal to me. And I find it really calming to work on my planner in this way. You see, I'm pulling out some small alpha tile stickers. These are from By the Well for God, and I love them so much. I have used them for years and years. They release ones that match with their kits every month, but I've saved them forever. I use them with the kit, but you get so many stickers on each page that I can just use them forever. And I have all the colors, so I'm picking out, I just picked 7 colors that I thought kind of went along, and I'm gonna use these as my days of the week. You can use a stamp. I have a beautiful Felicity Jane stamp that has the days of the week. There's a lot of companies that have those. You could just hand write it. You could hand letter it on there. There's lots of options for adding the days up at the top. And like I said, the sheets that I originally had the days, so I could have cut those out, trimmed those out, and added those as well. So it's kind of up to you. I like using these stickers. I like getting to change up the colors. I happen to have a lot of these stickers, so it's a really good way to use what is already in my stash. And that's another reason I've loved using scrapbook supplies in my planner, is because I do have a pretty large stash, and this is just another outlet for me to use all of these gorgeous supplies. And I just feel like the more you use it, you have opportunity to collect more supplies, but also you just get a lot of pleasure out of using the things you love. So I'm just labeling all of these. I use my little tweezers here, which make it really easy to work with these alpha tile stickers. I'll make sure to link these below because I think they're just fabulous because of their super sharp end. It's really easy to pick up. And you can see for most of the days of the week, I'm starting from the middle of the word and then working outwards. It just helps me spatially place the letters and the word in the right place. And now I'm just going to start adhering things down. Don't be afraid to make embellishment pieces work for you. So I really liked the lines on that composition sheet because I like having a place to write over on the side of my planner, but I didn't really want the part that said composition, so I'm just going to cover that up and trim it off to make it fit in that sidebar. I love the phrase relax and unplug. That is fantastic, especially as things are picking up this fall. That will be super important. And like I said, this is a week, at the end of this particular week, my family is hoping to head out, and so it'll be a nice chance to relax together as a family. Now, it might seem odd that I have this big tag here. What I will probably list on there are some to-dos that will go over those couple days, a reminder about an appointment on one of those days, and then I'll label it really specifically. I think it's fun to kind of get out of the boxes. It's like coloring outside the lines just a bit, and it kind of challenges my eye, and I just happen to really like how it looks. So I'm layering a tag just for fun behind that yellow box. I do like to layer some of the pieces that add some extra interest, adding the let's go, and that's in between Friday and Saturday because we are planning to leave that hopefully that Friday. We'll see how that goes. And I know that I'm not going to have a lot going on at the end of that week because, like I said, travel, so I can cover up these 2 boxes and it won't really affect my need to have a plan right there. Now I'm just going to trim off the pieces that kind of go over the edge. It's really a good idea to have some pieces that go over the edge. It's a nice trick for your eye. It lets your page keep going. It's just something that ends up looking really nice. Now here's a beautiful card that came with this ephemera set, but it's so big. It's a 3x4 card. It's not going to fit on my planner. So I'm actually just going to trim out the words, and it says falling, in love with this place, and so I'm kind of figuring out where I'm gonna put that, and I end up putting it over on the Saturday and Sunday section because, like I said, those are probably travel days. I don't really have a lot that I need to plan for necessarily. The planning for the travel will happen earlier in the week, so I can fill up that area and it won't be any big deal, but I still get that hint of the pink in there. So now I have a lot of the pink. It's in the bottom left, the top right, and then kind of forms this diagonal through the middle because I added that tag behind the yellow box. So now I have this beautiful diagonal pink that's going across the whole layout, which really brings the two sides together pretty nicely. And I'm actually going to find a useful way to use the scraps from that 3x4 card. I have grabbed my single hole punch and I'm going to punch out holes from the scraps of that 3x4 card. I'm just punching a bunch of them and they get caught. It has a little catcher, if that makes sense. What do you call that? What do you call that little metal catcher as part of your hole punch? If you know, let me know. I'd like to know. So I'm just punching a bunch of holes and then I'll empty out my hole punch and have a little pile of these dots, and that's what I'm going to use for my tasks. So when I'm pre-planning weeks like this or pre-decorating pages, I almost always like to have room for tasks. I'll go back and add boxes for events as needed, but I know almost every day that I'll have at least a couple tasks that I want to bring my attention to. So I'm adding little glue dots on most of the days. I'm having trouble finding a place for the Friday one, so actually I end up leaving it blank, knowing we might be leaving that day, so we'll see what I end up needing to do. And then I'm just going to use my tweezers and add my dots right there. So it coordinates super well with the line. All I had to do was use my hole punch on the scrap, and now I have these little bullet points that are ready to go to mark off my tasks for the week. And you can see I have pre-decorated. There is still a lot of room for adding in other stickers or lots of room for writing, because like I said, this has to be functional. This has to have room to write tasks and appointments and meetings, and there's always a lot going on in our world, so it can't be all pretty and stickers, but pretty and stickers make me happy, so there's no reason to not have it there. Now that my layout is done, I'm going to add it into my planner. So these are the original planner pages that are in my main planner. I'm just going to add some adhesive along the edges and a little bit in the middle, and then I will just place this completed page on the top, having the holes match up like you can see right there, and I press it down and now it'll be ready to go back in my planner. A couple of things, this does make it thicker, but one of the things I love about the disc bound planners is that if it's feeling too thick, you can just take out some paper that you're not using at that time. Or you could get the expander rings. So not a big deal for me. I don't do this every week. I do it every now and then, maybe once a month, just for fun, to use some of my favorite supplies. So I'm excited to pop it back in, and it is all done. Thank you so much for joining me today. I do have links down below to all of the supplies I used. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider hitting that subscribe button as well as the bell notification button. I hope that you have a fabulous day, and as always, keep it creative.